All right, welcome back. Last time we took care of some business. I showed you some multiplayer, showed you how to craft the items needed for summoning for multiplayer. We got the ashes, and we started exploring the southern island here, which I believe is the right place to start. You want to, like I said, a lot of the times they're sending you up here right away, but you don't want to go there. You want to have these things point you in this direction. And I mean, again, the main thing is, just to make your life easier. You can level up, you can over level, which is basically how I beat all these games. Again, a quick reminder, if you see something on the map in the artwork, make sure you try and get to where it is and check it out, because it's almost certainly something worth seeing. But yeah, so we're back at the bridge. If you remember, the NPC here sent us on a quest to deliver a letter to her father down here in the castle. But before we tackle the castle, let's see if we can, explore a little bit, get some levels, and go from there. So I'm going to start by maybe checking this direction this way and just see what that tower is there. See if we can get up there, actually. It's to the left. So I think what we need to do is we need to get up there and then come back. So anyway, like I said, a lot of this is to learn how to do different technical things. Again, you see that Mines of Moria symbol on the left. That means we can summon. And what I'm trying out here, not that it matters, is I'm trying out some tweaks to the OBS settings. And I'm trying out actually a different microphone. Not that it... So this is the thing. In a perfect world, it won't really make any difference and you won't be able to tell too much of a difference audio-wise. And so I know what you're thinking. If you're thinking, if it sort of sounds the same, what's the point of doing it? To which I will say, checkmate. Honestly, like I said, a lot of this is to try and figure things out. And what I'm messing with here is a condenser mic versus a dynamic mic. The dynamic mic is going to be better at rejecting background sounds and stuff like that. Right now, this is the condenser mic. And some of it's as stupid as it takes up less space in the grand scheme of things. So you can see I'm going to do a little... I'm not great at fighting on horseback, but I tend to, just because of how I am, I tend to keep them to my right, just so I'm only worrying about one button. When you're fighting, you can tap on the Xbox control on the PC. It's the B button to sort of get a little bit of a dodge in, but otherwise. So what I'll do is I'll show you this. These little towers, they're scattered throughout the game. You can see it's a magical barrier. Sometimes there's ways to get around it if you can figure out like an environmental path to access it, but usually they have a puzzle. So seek the 3 wise beasts. In this case, will open the door. Again, spoilers, because I'll show you. There's one right here. You can see it's like a ghost turtle. That's one. Here's 2. Now the third one I think is a little tricky. And I have to see if I can remember where it is. So, okay, so that tower is the tower we're trying to get into now. Oh, while we're at it, I'm going to go activate that bonfire. Just so we have it as a fast travel point. Looks like we got something going on down there. I don't think we need to go down there to solve this puzzle, but I'm trying to remember where the third turtle is. Usually a lot of these have the first 2 a little accessible, the third one's a little tricky. Now I'm wondering if the third one is actually in that tower up there. That's why there's a turtle shell that we grabbed earlier. There's a shield. Oh no. So one of the other things about multiplayer, you know, I showed you the summoning, but there's ways for players to leave messages. And some of them are stupid. You can see there's a little splash there. So it's telling us, hey, there's something there to take a look at. This has been a cornerstone of the series going all the way back to Demon Souls. And it's one of the things that I find genuinely like a wonderful addition to the game. They sort of build the wiki into the game itself. And it's a type of multiplayer that I think is just really welcome. And again, Demon Souls is like, 2009? So, they were really... I don't know if ahead of the curve is the right phrase, but I really appreciated, this innovation that they brought. Again, beautiful. It doesn't really tell you anything. It's just allows players to have a little commentary. The other thing they do is they include bloodstains. Now, bloodstains show you sort of the last 10 seconds of another player's path, so you can just see they fell to their death. And again, it's another way that players can inadvertently help you get through a really tough game. We saw there a memory stone. What that does is I think it opens up spell slots. So the more memory stones you have, the more spell slots you have on your player. Again, they have these messages everywhere. A lot of them are dumb. There's a couple that are just puerile dumb jokes, but some of them can be really useful. And again, it's one of the many things I genuinely love about this series. So, okay, so we've checked out that tower. Now you can see it's on the map. Orbides Rise. Pronunciation might be garbage. Let's see what else we can do. Maybe we can start getting over here. Again, we know where we're trying to go, but we're going to save that for last because, why not do as much as we can, level up. Again, in my mind, over level, because why not? Oop. Almost fell off, so let's head back down. Anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, I'm sort of messing with two different microphones, and in a perfect world, you won't notice a difference, hopefully. You know what, let's, the other part of this, the whole point of it was to learn DaVinci Resolve as editing software. That's not going well. Ooh. Give my wolves a chance to... But you know what? I don't know if I want to fight these guys on a horse. The point of this is, obviously to have fun, but also to see what I can learn about OBS, how it works. So what that guy's doing is he's using, I think, a type of gravity magic. That's one of the fields of magic in this game. There's a lot of variety to the magic in this game. There's gravity, there's fire, there's lightning, there's madness. It's just the sheer amount of game in this game is slightly ridiculous, but in an amazing way. Anyway, yeah, I keep getting interrupted. So yeah, here I am, again, messing with a different microphone, trying out some different OBS settings. Because I was noticing on some of the earlier videos getting a lot of pixelation. I know some of that's obviously YouTube compression, but I felt like I wasn't giving it its best foot forward going into it. The only reason why I did this is to get some health back. Looks like I can level. Again, I'm just going to pump dexterity up because that's the main damage stat for my bleed-based weapons like the Uchikatana. As you can see, a lot of those guys are back, but we're going to skip them this time. Pick up this leaf because that's necessary for crafting the materials needed to summon other players. And again, like I said in the last video, they are literally almost everywhere, so they're not hard to stumble across. So, we're going to go up this way just for a little bit. It's not a very methodical navigation of the island, but so one of the things we were missing last time was a lantern. I think that's available here on this island. Okay, you see those rats with the yellow? That means they have frenzy. So getting hit with them is going to cause a status effect buildup, which might be like an instant kill if it hits you full force. I think it's frenzy. It might be madness. I think it's frenzy, though. Now, I will say this area right here, I completely missed until I was almost done with the game. I don't know why I never registered with that that artwork, but it was something I, again, completely missed on the PS5 until I was just, it was sort of like playing mop-up. Like, you know, you sort of say, okay, I found everything I'm going to find on my own, so let's start looking some stuff up and seeing what else is out there. When I hit that point, it's when I sort of stumbled across this village. So, and again, you know, to the game's credit, I'm sure that's true with Skyrim as well for people. Nope. There you see the frenzy build up, so I gotta be careful. I'm also almost dead, just on its own. Again, I also gotta take care of this shield so I can get one that actually blocks all damage when I get hit, because I'm not good enough at this game to dodge everything. And it's interesting that I missed this village the whole time, because it's supposed to be an introduction to the existence of like this frenzy, this part of the lore, this, you know, system in the game, and I totally missed it. It's a school of magic that you as a player can get access to. Like that spell that was just shot at me, I think as a player you can cast it at some point. This is going to be a mess. Oh, you know what? Might as well, right? Again, I don't know if people are watching this and thinking, oh, that's so cheap, but in my mind, these are tough games. Why create arbitrary walls to climb? You know, just play the... They put these systems in here for a reason. Take advantage of them. Let the dogs grab aggro. So a lot of the times, whoops, so again, I just got all my health potions back because we cleared sort of an area. You see, this is like a church. Churches in this game are important because they often contain... It's going to be a sacred tear, I think. And what sacred tears do is they up the potency of your health potions and your magic replenishing potions. Now I confess I've never actually done much magic in these games, so I am not one to speak on casting, mage builds, stuff like that. There's some really cool intelligence-based weapons that pair well with magic spells, but I really haven't spent much time with them. And I probably should, because there's a lot of variety out there, and I'm sort of missing probably half the game. But yeah, again, here, this ailing village I did not know about. For 90% of my first playthrough. I honestly thought that I was going to lose my wolves, so it's kind of nice that they're still around here. Now, one of the things maybe I can show you at some point, I don't know if it'll be this one or another one, because I don't know how long it would take to get there. You know, obviously there's many options you can use in place of these lone wolves. Now, and again, you can also upgrade these wolves. The wolves upgraded can be pretty good, but there's one of the spirits here on this island that is one of the best in the game. It's not the best. It's not the one I ended up going with when it really mattered, but you know, if you pump it up, it will carry you through a lot of this game if you wanted to. So, and that's, again, one of the reasons why I think you should be doing this island. You can get a bunch of levels if you want. You can get some gear. You can get some ashes. All of these things that are just really... can really, you know, take you a good distance in this game. Let's see. I think this village might be mostly clear. I'm sure I'm missing something. But I think we've got a decent amount. Golden runes, of course, are just like a little deposit of souls that you can use to cash in for levels or money. Not quite done. I don't know what half this stuff does, but I'll grab some anyway. I'm a little OCD that way. Like if it's in front of me, like I won't go out of my way hunting for it, but if I'm going there anyway, I'll make sure I grab every single one. And then, of course, I hate crafting, so I don't actually use them. So there we go. Mission accomplished. All right, so where are we? Just get a lay of the land here a little bit. Okay, so we did the church. We got the ailing village. That sort of takes care of the artwork there. That looks like a mine. I think the spirit ashes I was talking about, they might be somewhere around here underground. There's probably like a cave. And at some point we can get there and I can show you some of those things. But yeah, it's a great, this is a great starting island. You can get literally everything you need to really have a strong start in this game. Doesn't look like a clean way to get down, so... And the other thing to remember, you know, it's a little more possible here than it was in the older Souls game. Like, you don't have to fight everything. That's... Double jump really can help you get around. You know, don't feel like, you know, just because it's in front of you, you got to deal with it. Like this death bird. It comes out at night. I'm probably not equipped to handle it. So I'm going to take off. Eventually I'll show it to you. You know, they're fun to fight. They're not incredibly hard, but they're not necessarily easy, especially when, you know, I don't have a lot of levels under me yet. Oh, I do want to get that though. So there's a golden tree up there. You might have caught it off the corner when I was running by. Golden trees out in the wild here often have... It's called a golden seed. And a golden seed is what gives you more health potions. So let's grab that and try not to get hit by... So early on, like 1 golden seed equals 1 health potion. As you get higher up, you might need like 3 or 4. Again, this is the entrance to the castle that has the girl's father. It's sort of like the whole, sort of the end stage of this this starting island. There's a little thing. I think earlier I showed you a gray one. This one's red and it will heal your health potions. So actually I might as well. Okay, it even shows teardrop scarabs, and you'll see that my health potion goes from 2 to 3. Okay, we got the golden scarab. Let's, oops. There's the death bird, but we don't want to deal with him yet. Now the question is, though, can we... Can't remember where I'm actually trying to get to, and it won't let me get to the map at the moment. Let's see what's over here. A lot of undead. I think this would poison you if you were running around on foot, but we're not. We're on our horse, and whoops. I gotta tell you, the crustaceans in this game are no joke. There's those giant crabs, but even more so, there are giant lobsters in this game, which will really mess you up. They are, for me at least, some of the tougher enemies in the game, actually, believe it or not. Again, for some reason it's not letting me check my map. Which means that it's also tricky to fast travel, which would get us to a bonfire. Another interesting thing about these games, you'll see these jellyfish. One of the ashes you can get is a jellyfish. They are often blue. Blue ones often are somewhere sort of indicating a place of interest nearby that you might want to check out. But they can turn red, and then they will attack you. That means they're, I think, actively guarding something. It's not something I quite understand, I'll be honest, but that is something I've seen in the world. Usually I see them, they're blue, but every once in a while they are red. I gotta be careful. That giant's the guy over there, lighting up with those arrows. Things like this you'll see are often mostly lore. The Siege of Castle Morn, a lone hero fights for his vengeance, only to fall at the hand of Lord Godfrey. So it's telling you a little bit of story about battles around the land. You'll see those here and there. Now again, I've talked about, I've loved games like Skyrim and stuff. I'm like an exploration whore, and so like I tend to sort of go to every single corner that I can find. And usually what's great about this game, it's probably the same as Skyrim, is that there's often something there to give you a reason to have made the effort worth your time. Oops. take enough damage, you're going to lose your horse. You can get that horse back. I think either some time has to pass, or you have to... Let's see what it says. Okay, enough time has to pass. Or you have to drink a potion. Sometimes you can drink a potion and it says you want to get it back right away. These things actually aren't that hard to fight if you're careful. This guy, not all of them have fire though, I will say that. The nice thing about being on a horse is, you know, a quick getaway. I think in one video I said like dragons are, horses are kind of a must, and that's why, because you can get away from them fast. You can also keep up with them when they fly around. Horses are new to the series, and I honestly, I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous about their implementation, but having messed with them, they're honestly great. Maybe just because I got used to it. There you go, he's down. And now if we wanted to, I mean, I'll go in here and I'll unlock the bonfire just so we can fast travel. You know, again, we could enter... It automatically gets me off my horse. We can enter Castle Morn and we could do essentially like a traditional Souls level. This is a rather a smaller one, but there are some, like Stormvale Castle it's trying to get you to go to immediately, that are quite extensive. And you know, really well done. You would think, oh, is it going to be an afterthought? It's not at all. It's quite well done. So let's return here. Now that I got my map back from... And what we're going to do is we're going to try and go up and across and get to sort of the central level. You know, I completely missed this, but we'll get there eventually. Alright, so we need to take the road north a bit and then hook around. There's the knight. We're going to avoid him for now. Now that tree, the golden tree, it might be like called the Erd tree or something like that. It's sort of like the central feature of this world. You can almost see it from everywhere. Oops, let's get this bonfire. Again, just so we have more options to fast travel. And it ends up playing, you know, obviously a big part of the lore, a part of the story itself. I've heard some people in lore videos say there's actually no sun in this world, that the light in this world stems from that tree. Again, I'm just going to blow by. See a lot of stuff below that we could explore. Okay. The thing I'm curious about is it looked like there was the entrance to the mine somewhere down there. Now mines are great for getting materials. A lot of like weapon upgrades materials. Again, I'm just blown by everything because there's somewhere in mind I'm trying to get to. And you know, again, you don't have to fight everything. Got a little bit of a stockpile of... I got the guy with the horn first. I don't know if that was obvious. Oh no, there was the guy with the horn. I don't know if it would have mattered in this case, but... So one of the things, I'm trying to head up to this church. Because again, churches often have sacred tears. So if I can get a couple... So I'm going to rest at this one because that's where you sort of use your sacred tears. Let's see if I can use the golden seed to get another flask. Add charge to flask, golden seed. And now my flasks are more powerful. So there we go. And then you can sort of allocate how many to what. Right now I'm mostly melee. Not too much magic. You know, you use the magic for summoning ashes. So I'm going to keep that for now. Oh, it says talk to Melania. Let's see what she has to say. See the little indicator letting you know.
Spoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika, who vanished long ago. If you wish, I will share them with you. In Marika's
Again,
own
I
world,
always say, yeah.
then, after thy death, I will give back what I once claimed. Return to the lands between. Wage war. And brandish the Elden Ring. Grow strong in the face of death. Warriors of my lord, Lord Godfrey.
I don't know what it is. I have, every once in a while, my controller stops working, and it's only something I've noticed when I'm using OBS. I don't know if that's a known thing. I don't know if it's something weird on my end. Okay, here you can see the jellyfish often are pointing something out. They're not hostile at the moment. That shield might be worth a look. Now I'm wondering if there's anything else here. I'm gonna back out of here just in case. These ghosts here, whoops, okay. Undead, when they do that, that means you gotta hit them a second time or else they come back. Now, backstabbing is not a guarantee. There's some positioning, some nuance to it that you gotta sort of get a feel for. It doesn't just automatically happen if you're anywhere near the back. So these ghosts will often tell you a little bit of something. O Marika, Queen Eternal, he is your unwanted child. So he's talking about a mausoleum. I'll show you a mausoleum real quickly. It's off there in the distance and sort of right above my head. But there's a little bit more to them. At first I didn't quite understand them. There you go. That's a mausoleum. Now, usually what they do is they have ways to get them to fall. In this one, it's knocking these skulls off its feet. You just gotta be careful, because if it steps on you, you are dead. So you want to keep away from it. Now, you don't actually have to knock off all of them. I'm not sure how much you have to do. Oop, not paying attention. Now, one of the weird things is sometimes, not all of them, but sometimes I thought there were ones that if you go to it at night, they like are asleep or something, and they start off on the ground, but you can open these and then you can use them to duplicate, I think, certain items you get from killing high-level bosses, which I have not done yet, obviously. But that is what these mausoleums can do. Again, it took me a while to figure that out. It's not the church up there. Assuming that's not the one I just came from. I don't think it is. And again, churches are easy ways to up the strength of your flasks. Assuming there's one in here. I'm going to hit this as fast as possible to see if I can reset the enemies. I'm holding off on leveling up because Sacred Tear? Well, I might as well. Because I think there's a shop nearby that I want to grab some things at. Again, we're starting to boost our flask quite a bit. And I think once that thing is down, it stays down. So I think I'll show you two things really quickly. One, you know, again, we're getting a look at a bit of this island. There is absolutely a thing you can go grab in here, but I won't do it now because I think it... You know how I said in the ruins there's often a staircase down? There is definitely one in there. Oops. Over here, you're seeing the bonfire. There's also a shopkeeper here. We're going to shop here really quickly. And then I'll show you one more thing and maybe call this one.
Well, there's been an age since I've seen a customer. How can I help here at the end of the earth?
Lantern. That's what I was hoping. Zweihander is a really good two-handed sword, but we're not going to go there in this one. Again, I don't feel like I should be looking at those and seeing what they do, and I never do. Picking up stone sword keys are always great if you have the money just to have a stockpile of them, because you never know when you're going to run into one. Smithing stones, again, these help you strengthen your weapons, which I probably should do.
Have a safe journey.
There's a couple of different places you can do it, but here early in the game, I think there's only one. And we can actually do it really quickly before I show. It's back here, the first merchant. There's a little thing right here. I don't know if we used it yet. Probably not, since it's... Okay, we're short on souls to pay for upgrades. So what we can do is we can blow some of these golden runes. Now I mean, you can just use them all, but what I tend to do is I tend not to, because I don't want to die and like lose the cash. So we're going to go back here. So I sort of use them as I need them instead of just cashing them all in. So now, as you'll see, we've got a +2 Uchigatana, does 128 plus 26, should be a little bit of a boost. Especially after pumping in some points to dexterity. So hopefully my damage output is starting to increase a little bit. Now there's the main golden tree, but there's also these smaller trees, and they have their own little things going on. We won't take a look at them yet, because again, I'd rather level up a little bit. But I want to just show you this really quickly. And it can be a bit of a... I'm not looking to fight everyone off. But let's get the wolves going, why not? Again, it looks like I'm button mashing. I'm not. I'm usually... I mean, yes, to a degree, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, again, be conscious of how much stamina I've got going on. See if my wolves can take those guys out while I'm... Nope, they came with me. All right. So let's look at the map really quickly if it won't let me. Well, I could let it go, but you see again, messages trap ahead. Don't you dare. You know, it's letting you know, hey. But what I want to do is I want to show... Oh, I can't show you the map yet. If there's a trap chest, this is what it's going to do. It's going to smoke, and it's going to say ensnared in a trap. If you immediately like roll backwards, you can avoid getting hit by the smoke. But this is what I wanted to show you. Remember that tree? Obviously now we are a lot closer to it. Can't activate this lever. Can't get down. But what I want to show you is the map. And this is why. When you start this game, you know, the map is often like this. And if you pull out a little bit, you know, it's like this. And I confess I'm naive, but I was like, oh, this is a pretty good sized map. I hit that trap and all of a sudden you go, oh, there's stuff way up here. And I'm sure it's not shaped like a rectangle, so does that mean there's more? It was the first time in this game I realized that this map was going to be way, way bigger than I initially expected, and bigger by quite a lot. And so it was kind of a great moment for me when I just sort of stumbled across this. Now the trick with this is, you know, it won't let you fast travel if you look closely when you hit a trap. See, they're all circled out until you hit a new bonfire, and that sort of resets the fast travel. Because now... Oh no, there's still... I thought... Maybe you gotta rest. But once you do that, you should be able to activate... you should be able to get back to fast traveling. This is probably stupid. Yep. This is what I really need. It's over here. Now, the reason why I'm rolling like crazy is one, you know, maybe it's a little harder to hit. Two, because, as I mentioned earlier, there are invincibility frames in the middle of your roll. So it helps you avoid. Nope. And I'm dead. I'm going to make a run to get these souls back, but I think I'm going to avoid this guy for now. I'm not that good at this game, so I'm happy with how few times I've died on stream so far. Don't want it to be too tedious. Okay, again, we're going to make a run. Gonna roll like a crazy person. I think this is like a teleport, but I don't think it's activated yet. So we can't use it. So we got our souls, we got the little medallion, and I think I'll reset everything, and hopefully we can... So the medallions, you have these little talisman pouches, and you get more by beating certain bosses. And as you can see, this one slowly restores HP. So yeah, let's put it on. So as I'm running around exploring, I can heal up. Now, hopefully I'm able to... So yeah, that's the Tower of Return, which makes sense when you think about it, because it returns you to this area of some sort. But I'm just going to fast travel back here and call it. Yeah, so if I do another one of these, I'm sure I will, because, again, it's easy and fun to do. I'll explore a little more of this island and maybe start working our way towards that mine, getting the ashes I was telling you about that are ones that can carry you through the rest of the game. And we'll go from there. So take it easy, and until next time.